Piper, and we are live at the Suga Shack.
Hey, y'all, craziness. Hey, we're back. Sorry about last week. Brother needed some rest. I was mentally and physically exhausted. Needed that rest, man. Looking forward to the Big Blues Bender. It should be a lot of fun. I hope all you singers and players out there going to join me for the gospel hour on Sunday. It's all volunteer, so I need all the help I can get. I'm trying to get my robe together. I got to get me a robe. I'm coming out as the old preacher. I fought tooth and nail when I was a young man not to be a preacher. And now I'm talking about wearing a robe and be a preacher in Las Vegas. Viva Las Vegas. Yeah, that's what it is, baby. Hey, today I got my main man, Mr. Suga Ray Norcia, a.k.a. today 2-time sugar, baby. 2-time sugar, 2 times better than one. That's it, baby. So we're going to be talking to Suga Ray Norcia in just a minute. Hope everybody's enjoying themselves. Hope you're having a good time. And I pulled off a lot of videos, and now I realize why I had those videos. And I'm going to go back old school. Here's one with my first band in Los Angeles, California. This is me, the legendary Mr. James Gatson, the legendary Mr. Gerald Johnson, and Adam. Check this out. Sean, Toby, Mary Liz, Jean-Marie, Dollar, Monique, Veronica, and Nicole Mullen. How you all doing this morning?
Security. We got security in here. Yeah, because you got Michael. Somehow or another, Michael Bell slipped through the cracks. He's not supposed to be around other humans.
Michael Bell, great harmonica player. He used to hang out with Jimmy Smith quite a bit out here in California.
How you doing, Michael? I see you brought Walter with you too.
All right, darling. Adam Stark on guitar, who later became vice president over at Pixar. Michael Burrows, hello from Montreal. Hello, brother. Frederick Lawson, how you doing, man? Happy belated birthday. Hope you enjoyed it. Barbara Ryan, you sexy, gorgeous East Coast woman, you. Johnson, left-handed upside down bass, baby. That's a bad catch. Reaching from the Steve Miller band, the original bass player, bass cowboy, and all that. British Columbia. Looking forward to coming out there to the Nanaimo Blues Festival next year. Yeah, baby. Let's start. Adam Stark, ladies and gentlemen. This is way back before Pixar even really started. Now he's the vice president. Pixar. Donna, how you doing, you gorgeous thing, you? Play all of that. It was like 7 minutes long. Yeah. It was my very first band when Pam and I moved to LA. I was walking around days not doing nothing. Pam made me go to a jam, and y'all know the whole story about Cozy's. But the first band I got to be in, it was called the Invitation All Stars. Adam Stark invited me to come in, and I didn't know who Mr. James Gatson was. I didn't know who Gerald Johnson was. We in a little bit of place there called the Liquid Kitty. And what I did notice was there was a bunch of movie stars there. The place only held like maybe 100 people, but there was a bunch of movie stars and stuff there. And I'm sitting like, well, I know they ain't here to see me, so what's going on? And it was later that night that Pam Wikipedia at that time, she Wikipedia'd the cats that I was playing with. And that's how I became, and then we had a few rehearsals and all this other stuff. So I had no idea who they were. And that's how I became friends with the legendary Mr. James Gatson. And actually he came down a couple times, sat in at my jam, but and then Gerald Johnson used to come sit in at the jam. And that's how I found out who these cats was. I was amazed at who they were. Now it's Tuesday. Somebody told me it's already September. I can't believe that. I went to bed. Last night it wasn't September, or this morning. I went to bed, 6:30 this morning? 6:30. I think I went to bed 6:30, 7 o'clock this morning. Got me 4 hours of sleep. Alarm went off at 11. Got up at 11:05. Washed my hiney. Brushed my teeth. Got me a tall glass of early in the morning. Coffee, y'all. Coffee. And then jumped on this here idiot box to have a little fun. Woo! Good Lord have mercy. Lord. You know what? I'm going to do one right here. I ain't gonna give him a chance to set it up. I'm gonna set it up. Check this out. Here's Mr. Suga Ray Norcia. Jen, how you doing, girl?
How about if Mudcat Water on the bass?
Leonard, Larry Malaku.
He's got some family members in the audience, so we shout out to them. So happy
Anthony Wiggins.
I know Mudcats. Real happy. On the drums, Mr. Neil Gouin.
It's August 31st in Spain. Y'all a day behind?
Well, baby, what is the matter with you?
Not only is he a great singer, y'all, he's a hell of a writer. You guys should meet this cat. Oh, you will in a few minutes.
Well, baby, what is the matter with you?
Smooth as butter, man.
You got the world in a jug, and you ain't got a thing to do. Well, I always told you, baby, that you'd be the death of me. 'Cause when I'm always with you, you know I get the third degree. Now that ain't right, baby.
Two of my favorite people, Tony Lynn and Diane.
Baby, that ain't right at all.
That's smooth, sugar. That's smooth, brother.
You got the world in a jug, and then you going out and having yourself a ball.
Anthony Wiggins, I'm sorry you buffering, man. We good over here. Brother Charlie, right? Guitar player. I only got to meet the cat for a few times with Suga Ray Norcia, but I love what he did, baby. Love what he was laying down. Mud Cat, how you doing, brother? Darren Pugh, what's going on?
You rode home in a taxi.
Thank you, Deb.
And I had to catch a subway train. That ain't right, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Well, baby, that ain't right at all.
Sing it, Sugar. Man, I dig you, man. You's a bad mother.
You got the world in a tub. Go down and have yourself a ball.
That's it, Charlie. Slow him down. That will be my guest today in probably about 3 minutes, Mr. Suga Ray Norcia, ladies and gentlemen. Love this cat. Listen, the question of the day is, what is your favorite breakfast? It's a simple question today. We ain't gonna go too deep, because it's my day back. What is your favorite? I should say, what is your favorite breakfast? Now, I've traveled all over the world like Suga Ray Norcia, and we have our favorite breakfasts, but we've learned that sometimes you got to make do with whatever you get in certain countries. You ain't getting no certain countries, you just not getting no flapjacks, eggs, and bacon. I've been to some countries where everything was fish, and y'all know how I feel about sea monsters. So, but I want to play one more before I bring Suga Ray on. This song was penned by Mr. Norcia. We did this with Randy Sharkoff on the Delta Groove, and I love this song, and I've only got to do it once live, and actually I got to do it with him. And I want to say we were in the Boston area when we did this live. I can't remember, but check this out, y'all. For those of y'all that don't know, this album is called Dangerous. It's one of the best blues albums I've ever done. It was straight from my soul. Randy, God bless him. He wasn't Randy, if you knew Randy, you was all right. If you didn't know Randy and you're doing business, you got a little scared. But I will tell you one thing about Randy. Randy loved the blues. And as far as the West Coast goes, he kept the blues alive. I think at one point he was putting out 6-7 albums a year for the blues, Delta Groove Records. But check this out, y'all. This is called Two-time Sugar.
Hey, Sugar. Hey, man. How you doing, brother? I'm doing just fine. So nice to meet you. So nice to meet you, too.
Bob Motion, Cape Cod in the house. Face this Donata, okay.
Hey, Suga Ray, tell me how do
Lucky Charms.
I wanna know.
Eric Sessman.
Hey, Suga Ray, tell me how do you do? You say they call you the Sugar Man. That's what they call me too. Well, I'm doing all right, Sugar. It sure is nice to meet you. All right. And all I'm doing all
North
right,
River, that's
Sugar.
right, Barbara Ryan, North River. I think that's where it was.
Nice to meet you. I feel the same, brother. Now, I know they call you the Sugar, but that's what they call me too. Sugar, 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 sugar.
Portuguese custard tart. Ooh, that sounds good. Avocado toast with small bowl of
Two-time
sugar.
sugar, two-time better than one. We got the sugar for the bitter, and the lemonade. If we sweeten up the pot, man, we got it made in the shade. Two-time sugar for you, baby, and don't make a fuss. True sugar singing the blues is all right with us. Sugar, sugar. Sugar, sugar. Two-time sugar. Two-time better than one. We can double up the money.
Eric, we lost
double up the
YouTube.
fun. We'll double up
Really?
the trouble till we got them on the run. We'll keep it simple, sugar. We don't need no substitute. Let's go have a party, sugar. We know just what to do. Sugar, sugar.
I'm trying to read and sing, baby. Read and sing.
Sugar, sugar. Two-time sugar. Two-time better than one.
No, Dollar, sorry. I think I'm all out of that one. I don't know if I have any more copies of this album, and the record company doesn't exist anymore. I tried to buy it. With legal stuff is going on.
I'm doing good, baby. Me too. Mike going down over there. Hey. Yeah. Two-time the sugar to knock you off your feet. Yeah, you know you got
Vicky.
a buzz when you swing into the beat. We got sucrose and dextrose and brown and white. Well, we mix it all together till you got it right. Sugar, sugar.
Yeah, I know it's the meal. What's going on, brother?
Sugar.
Eric said he think he has a few copies. All right.
Two-time sugar, two-time better than one. Do it again, baby. Do it
Over in
again.
Munster, Germany.
Sugar, sugar. Sugar, sugar. Oh, sugar, sugar. Yeah, sugar, sugar. Two-time sugar, two-time better than one.
Getting there, Pat. Getting there, brother.
Nice to meet you, sugar. Nice to meet you too, man. Let's do it again.
Yeah, baby. Two-time Sugar. Let's bring him up, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Suga Ray Norcia.
Hey.
What's going on, my brother?
I brought back some memories of that good time.
Well, I had to indulge a little bit, man. You know,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
We don't need no interview. We just go sugar.
Sugar. Yeah, that's
Sugar.
how you doing, brother? What's going on?
Hey, I got to tell you, I'm doing great. I'm doing all right, and I'm enjoying life. I'm here in my little cabin. I live in Rhode Island.
All right on.
Out in the woods, if you hear a rooster crowing, that's a real rooster. It's like the song says. Yeah,
I did. Right on cue. He got a little speaker under the desk, y'all. I can't believe that was that was right on cue. That was good.
That was unbelievable.
It was.
Hey, keep doing that. Yeah.
I was asking people today, this morning, or this afternoon, what was their favorite breakfast. We got all kinds of stuff. Somebody said veggie omelet with rolled in tortilla with sprouts and avocados.
Sounds good.
Corned beef hash and eggs. All right. So as porridge with blueberries and loads of seeds. Deb Wozencraft, what kind of seeds you talking about? Nicole Mullen said partridge. Deb Lux says pastries, Donata. And look like I'm sorry for all those people over there on YouTube. Look like we're having problems on YouTube. We never have YouTube problems. It's usually Facebook. But something went wrong on YouTube. It's not our end. It's something that happened on their end. Normally, I always tell everybody if there's a problem, go to YouTube. But I know Eric Sassman is backstage working on it. He's got that look of determination on his face. So y'all can't see him, but I can see him. So he's got this look like, God dang it. He's ready to pull out the 22, y'all. He going turkey hunting. He out there looking. Barbara Ryan says 2 times Sugar had to be the North River Blues Fest a few years ago. I think that is where it was. You was nice enough to let me sit in with you. That was so much fun sitting in with you guys.
Always fun having you up there. I played in Marshfield, Massachusetts yesterday, and remember that we did a show.
Yeah, that was a lot of That's John. That's Big John, ain't it?
Yeah, John Hall. It's a big old country fair with tractor pulling, and
I like that.
Animals, all that kind of stuff.
I think I got to do that like twice.
Yeah, I think you were back there since then.
I was blessed. Yeah, that was it, but that was a lot of fun that time. I remember that.
Yeah, man, always a ball.
I was just sitting there thinking. I was trying to remember the last time I saw you in person. I'm not sure if we were in Germany, if we were in Belgium, or where we were. Remember, I came into that hotel, and you and Charlie and the guys, y'all was sitting down in the hotel. Well, you remember what that was?
Well, I think it was Germany.
Okay,
to tell you the truth, but that last video you showed me, that was Belgium.
I love Belgium, man.
Yeah, me too.
Good.
Charlie and I, we're having a ball on stage, but all we're thinking about is that Belgian beer after the show. And a little cognac.
Yes, the way me. You know how I feel about my cognac. My old bass player, my old music director, Ralph Carter. That was his thing. He was so into beer that he used to brew his own. So whenever we would go to Belgium. And I can't remember the name of the town, but it's where the beer museum is. He would drag me to the beer museum. Now, I don't really drink beer, but he would go make me drink beer, So we go down to the beer museum there in Belgium, and he loved that Duval.
Oh yeah, man, that's one of the most powerful beers in the world, man.
Yeah, he liked the strong beer, that Duval. And he always said, well, it's a big difference because the Duval in the States is not like the one that they drink in Europe.
Isn't that the way it is? Yeah, that's the way it is. We played the Pier Festival over there in Belgium.
That's a good one.
Many years ago, and we were on the show with Cab Calloway, right? I was with the Room Full of Blues, the big band, and we shared a bus with Cab and his
Cab.
band. Yeah, back and forth to the hotel. You see, we were all drinking Duvel. Yeah, and we're all feeling pretty high, I'll tell you. And he ended up buying a dog back at the hotel at the bar. He bought a dog.
Cab Calloway bought a dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Come on, finish this story, man. This is pretty good.
No, that was it, bro. I remember Cab. It was one of the most wonderful shows I've ever seen. He came out on stage all dressed in his white suit, but he had the stage struck of all mic stands and anything that could have, music stands, anything. Take it all off. And he just walked with a microphone. And whenever a horn player wanted to take a solo, he would have complete control because he'd bring the mic over to the horn and hold it there until Cab thought he was finished.
Wow.
Then, it's my show, you see. And it was a wonderful time. And I got to hang out with him later.
That is amazing. I mean, I know your career is you got to play with like some of the greatest of all time as well as yourselves. I know, I'm not sure how long you was with Roomful and all that, but I know that you was with those cats, and I know that you guys were burning up the country and Europe for quite some time. How long were, if you don't mind me asking, how long were you with Roomful of Blues?
Yeah, it was almost 9 years through all of the 1990s.
Okay.
See, I joined around 1991. Yeah, we played 250 one-nighters a year, back and forth to the West Coast, over to Europe, and it was a wonderful time.
Yeah, I remember those one-nighters. I'm trying to avoid that now.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. I don't think I can do it anymore.
You know what? It's weird because I must tell you. I mean, you know how my schedule used to be. I'm not sure exactly how many dates a year I was playing, but I was probably going at least 230 days out of the year or more. And when COVID hit, first of all, it was a blessing in disguise because I was able to be here with my wife, who we found out had that cancer and was just come back. She had been in remission for 2 years. Now it's come back. Yeah, she's going to beat it because Pam ain't no easy win. Just like my grandma say, ain't no easy win. Yeah. But other than that, mentally and physically, I needed a break, man. I sometimes sit there and think about how BB. I said they don't build people like they used to back then. People, I mean, I work hard, and people used to working hard. And if you ever see me on stage, you know I'm working hard.
I'm seeing you.
So if I'm doing that 200 nights a year, but I think about BB. He was doing those. Somebody told me one time I was looking at something. He had 300 one-nighters a year.
I believe it.
And he wouldn't fly.
And it wouldn't fly.
It was all, it started out with 2 station wagons and, he graduated to a bus. That is crazy.
It is. I mean, and, you put on a hell of a show like he always did. But you got to realize the people in the audience, they go home. He don't go home. He does it again and again and again each night.
Yeah. No, I don't think people in the audience have any idea sometimes, By the time they are in bed, by the time they done got home, they left there and probably hung out a little bit. They maybe went and got themselves a bite to eat, and then they went home, took a shower, and go to bed. And by the time y'all go to bed, we may just be getting back to the hotel room.
That's right.
and then we walk in, take a real quick shower, pack your clothes, because a lot of times you got a 5 or 6 a.m. lobby call to do it, to travel to wherever, to do it all over again.
And again, and again, and again. Oh, yeah.
Which I'm not complaining. That's the way it is,
Yeah.
They said,
Erkan, how you doing, Erkan?
Erkan Ostemir and House Ostemir. For those, all of us musicians, we all know Erkan. Erkan is just the greatest, man. I love him. He's people's. You
got that right. And man, with this COVID thing, I miss you. I miss all my peoples in Europe, especially.
Yeah. I got a lot of friends. Patrick Kaiser, Erkan, Fabio. I can't even begin to even start to name them all. But miss them. Yeah. Even here in the States too. That was one reason why I started the Suga Shack.
Well, you're keeping in touch. You're doing a wonderful thing here.
That was the whole reason I started it, because back it was like, man, the most fun part of the shows is when we all get to walk off the stage sometimes and the green room or the hotel and just relaxing and I think that's something
back to the hotel and I go, I smell a cigar. Sugar must be out there.
I'm not smoking one today because I promised my audience that I was trying to cut back, and I am trying to cut back. I got really bad during the COVID. I was, my cigars, man. I was up to like 4 a day, man. That's just crazy. So I'm cutting back. We got a lot of people chiming in today. The question just is, what is your favorite breakfast? You can put in brunch. Somebody asked about a brunch. You can put in brunch. Gary Rice said, "Good day, Sugar Ray from Sonoma County. Big hugs to you and Pam. Leaving Wi-Fi for the day. Peace out." All right, brother. I don't know what you're doing up in Sonoma. You be careful up there, Gary. Dollar J Sugar Ray says, "Sugar Ray, my favorite CD from the past is Super Harps, 1999. It gets played a lot." Tell me about that, Sugar.
That's a good one. Yeah, I remember I did that with Charlie Musselwhite and James Cotton and Billy Branch. We went up to some studio in Maine.
Okay.
At least place you'd think they'd make a blues record, but we made a great record there, and I wrote most of my tunes. I remember I got a good sound on my harp that day, and James Cotton was, "Hey man, you mind if I use your rig?" And I'm thinking to myself, Am I going to say no to
No.
James Cotton?
Right.
Yeah, you can use my rig, but then Charlie was going to use it too, and the producer says, "No, we got to make different sounds for the different artists, so it'd be a good."
Yeah, see, no, I understand what the producer said. The producer did a job, but the sound is out of you guys' lips and your hands.
You got that right.
So even if you're using the same amp, everybody's gonna know you. Everybody's gonna know who Charlie is. Everybody's gonna know who Cotton is. So
yeah, you got that right. If you got an ear, you can tell immediately who's playing. But that was a wonderful record, and had good memories from that.
Right on, man. You Cotton, Muscle White, and Billy Branch. Right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So me and Billy went out to a hotel bar after the show. We were sampling gin.
Oh, good Lord. They say gin to make you sin.
I don't really like gin too much. I drink my vodka or something, but we had a hell of a good time, and he was still there when I left. I think he was there all night.
Okay, all right.
You know how it is.
I do know how it is. I do. Especially if you got a day off the next day. Sometimes you just need to unwind a little bit,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Find you a corner, find you a spot, and hey, this is it.
Yes,
hey, so you got any new albums coming out right now? Or should I say, what has been your latest album? I know it's been crazy with the COVID.
Right. Yeah, the latest one's called "Too Far from the Bar." See, we're onto a theme, but a lot of people stay away from that subject, because there's a lot of trouble with drinking and all that. But I think if you do it in the right concept, it's fun. And it's called "Too Far from the Bar," and it's with little Charlie Beatty, and we actually, it came out before the COVID hit. And then the COVID hit, and then it kind of, how things slipped through the cracks because, we weren't out there pushing it. We weren't out on the road.
Right.
But it's a good one. It's on Severin Records. And I think so much time has gone by, I think we might be getting ready to go in the studio again, maybe.
Yeah, I know my own team, we finished my album, my second album for 40 Below Records a few months ago, and actually, more than a few months ago. We kind of took our time since the COVID was on, but I think they're starting to push it now. The new single comes out called Misinformation September 10th. So they're gonna be putting that out, and then I think the album is gonna come out in February, but they're gonna drop a couple singles before that. But yeah, no, even though it's been COVID, I've been pretty busy. Just finding things to do, and just recently, we finally got out to play some dates. I know you were playing some dates this weekend because I was trying to get a hold of you, and you're like, "Man, I'm gigging," and I was like, "Okay, well, we're gonna."
One day you called, and I know you know what this is all about. It was like 100. I was on stage. It was 100 and something degrees. We're playing outside
on the East Coast.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, sir. And and I was sweating, and I said, "Wait a minute, phone's ringing." And like Sugaray Raven, I gotta go. I can't talk to him right now. So
right on. Oh, definitely. I told the nigga, I got your email later. Like, Sugar, I was on stage. It was 100 degrees. I said, "Yeah, welcome to my world."
Yeah,
but I thought maybe you was out in the Midwest somewhere. I didn't realize you was on the East Coast. It
was up near Boston.
Yeah, that's right. You guys I forget that Boston and up there, you guys get pretty warm, and you get a lot of humidity.
That's right. Lately, we've been dying of humidity, and things are changing in this world.
Things are really changing in the world. I mean, we've been rain soaked here in Arizona for the last 3 months.
You have, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, last night it thundered, lightning, rain so hard the power went out. So we've been getting it. Like, I don't know if you saw some of the videos. I try to get out and walk. Like I have like a little 1.5 2 mile hike I do with my dogs every day, and you can see the pictures. Like, a few days it was dry and it just looked like Arizona. Next day we come out there, it looked like we're in Florida somewhere, with just lakes and rivers on the side. Because the water don't have anywhere to go here. There's sand, so when it rains it's hard, it floods.
Yeah, we had some wind the other day. I talk about weather, why not? From the tropical depression, you see, it came through here in my area especially. So me and my wife, man, we were scared. We were in the doorways huddled, and the trees were bending over, just a cracking, breaking. One hit my roof, bang, all across the driveway. We were blocked in, couldn't get out of power for 3 days. And
blowing that hard, huh? You sure wasn't no tornado?
No. It was a hurricane, down to a tropical storm, but it was a big one.
Was that the one that hit Louisiana?
Henri, I think was the name of it.
This is not the one that hit Louisiana. This is a whole different one.
This was 2 weeks ago.
Yes, it doesn't matter where you live. I mean, I grew up in East Texas. We dealt with the tornadoes and the thunderstorms. I went to California and I had to deal with the earthquakes and the drought. Now I'm in Arizona and you have to deal with 122 degrees or it's raining.
So where you gonna go? You can't dig yourself a hole and climb in it.
Exactly. All you can do is hope for the best, man. I mean, no matter where you go. But you on the East Coast. You say you up in where you at? You say Maine? No,
Rhode Island. I live in
you're in Rhode Island.
South.
Well, Rhode Island. Yeah, I was shocked when I got to Rhode Island that it was as forestry as it was.
Yes, it is.
For some reason in my mind, I never thought about it.
Yeah, if you fly over, you can see that it's not too populated, really. It's a lot. I live in the forest. It's called Arcadia Forest. If you Google it, you'll see it. 14,000 acres around my home.
Right on.
Of just forest.
What? That's beautiful, though.
Somebody said the other day, to have a good life, you should wake up with the birds singing and go to bed with the crickets singing, and that's just what I do.
Well, that's where I was when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Hey, matter of fact, when I tell the story before, when I joined the Marine Corps, I had a hell of a time going to sleep. First of all, because I got a drill instructor yelling in my ear. But secondly, I didn't realize how my what they call it, your natural rhythm of your sleep habits and all that was tied into the cicadas. Because I grew up in the evening, and as soon as the sun started going down, the cicadas would start.
Yes.
And that
Yeah.
And I grew up sleeping in that, and I did not realize how deep that was ingrained into me. Even then, when I was driving on my way to Pittsburgh, and the cicadas were hatched out for the first time in decades, and I remember sitting there. I'm like, and I told the guys, we were sitting on the side of the road, and I almost went to sleep just listening to the sound.
I know
the cicadas. Man, I'm like, dude, this is how I grew up as a kid. This is the sound that I in East Texas. I always heard this sound. I used to rent the movie Old Yeller. You know that movie Old Yeller?
Of course I do, yeah.
There's a scene in there where they out in that field, him and the dog, and all you hear is the cicadas in the background, just shh. And so I rented that, and a friend of mine who's a DJ King P, he copied that and looped that up for me on the tape. And this is before people were using rain machines and all that. He had that on the tape, and I had that on a boombox in my barracks, and I would play that at night to help me sleep.
Bring it home.
Bring me home. That was crazy.
You know what? It was cicada bug. It'll sleep in the ground for 17 years.
And I didn't know that.
And then when it comes out, it makes love and then dies.
The funny thing is, we used to pick the shells off the trees. When they molted and played them like army men, like little toys. I mean, we had no idea they came out the ground, but we just like I always thought they was in the air until someone was just telling me that a few months ago when they had the big hatching. What was the first hatching in 20 years or something, or something like that?
17 years.
It was 17 years worldwide. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Someone said I had bats around the house. She said I had bats around the house as a kid. 25 Celsius at night, window closed. Dracula was on TV. Right on. Yeah. Right on. So you are a hell of a singer, sir. You're a hell of a songwriter. I love the way you write. You write like me. It hits you in the studio. You write there. You write it down. You got it together. I know you probably write outside the studio, but I love your instrument. I mean, I love your harmonica playing, but I'm a singer, and I love the way you sing. And I don't mean no disrespect, but you always reminded me a little bit of Finest Tasby. Both of you guys were so smooth. That's what I loved about Finest, and what I've always loved about your voice. It was just so smooth and so controlled. When did you start thinking? How do I put this?
Yeah.
What was it, and when was it that made you know that you wanted to be a harmonica player and you wanted to be a singer? Which came first?
Okay, singing. Well, no, I take that back because I got the harmonica playing from my dad. Right, he was a musician. He was a music teacher. He taught in the local school systems, chorus, singing. And I've watched him give lessons at home, singing lessons at home. Also, he gave private lessons. But as a little child, we all had picnics outside and all that. My dad would bring out a harmonica, and he played that thing unbelievable. He didn't know how to bend a note or play the blues.
Right.
But he played the old, campfire songs, and he could imitate animals or train whistles and trains going down the track. And he played old country tunes. And he was the hit of the party all the time. And I always wanted to do that. So I have to say the harmonica came first. But professionally, I sang in bands for years and years before I played harmonica in the band. We had a separate harp player.
Okay.
Yeah, one day, the harp player, he kept calling in sick, drinking too much and missing the gigs. And so I started playing. And the band said, "Hey, man, you sound pretty good. Tell him to stay home. You play harp and sing."
Wow.
And I was about 15, 16 years old that time. Yeah.
Oh, so that's when you made the switch and became okay.
So now I'm a singer and harp player. And for me, it's natural because one complements the other. I sing through the harmonica, as they say. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Well, I love your harmonica playing, brother.
Well, my father used to come home from work. Thank you. And you could hear him before you saw him. You see, he'd come home from teaching school all day, and he'd come down the sidewalk, and you hear somebody singing. Like, "Hey, Dad's home." Because he just loved to sing. He told me he sang to me in the womb before I was even born. So now that's an influence right there. Right?
That is an influence, brother. That's called subliminal messaging. He knew exactly how he wants you to come out.
Yeah, exactly. And then years later, he'd come to my shows and he'd be the proudest dad in the audience.
Now that had to be pretty cool, because I never had that. I mean, I had it with my grandmother. But my mother passed when I was very young. But my grandmother never came out to see one of the blues shows, and plus I was too afraid to ever even invite her to one of the blues shows. I'm talking about big booty women and everything else. She might have took off a house shoe. She was good for 40 paces with a house shoe, and a house shoe might come flying across the stage. But that had to be really cool. I
grew up in a musical family. My mom sang jazz with her brothers on guitar and bass. This was in the 1940s, And look, I got this ready. This is my brother's band, my uncle's band. I don't know if you can see this.
That's right there. Well, right there.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
They're called the Roving Ramblers.
The Roving Ramblers.
Roving Ramblers. And
you got pictures of it. That's even cool. I mean, I don't think people realize just how cool that is.
Yeah, because back then they weren't thinking of videos and pictures.
No,
and nobody had tape machines, and my uncles didn't make records.
Yeah.
So all that stuff just kind of flies away. So it's nice.
Well, that's why I tell people when I get to talking to you, when I get to talk to Mr. Johnny Rawls, or sit down with some of the old cats, even Scrap Iron them guys, God bless his soul, and they started talking about some of the old stories. The same with Finance and Bobby Jones, and they get to get some of them old stories that this was before all this stuff today. And I always tell people, I say I kind of feel sad for the kids today, from I'm gonna say from 12 to about 25 to 30. I feel bad for them because whatever they do, there's a record of it forever. And we used to get away with murder.
Well, I know it, and we're old enough to know those days. We played with Big Walter Horton for many, many years.
Wow.
And we'd bring him up to the East Coast, and he didn't allow anybody to take his picture unless he gave you permission.
Yeah.
He didn't believe in no picture taking. So can you imagine him being alive today? He would.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, I know that a few people tried that. I know in the early 90s, I remember them people like, no cell phone, no picture taking, no blah, blah, blah. And there wasn't as many people that had cell phones back then. But even then, you couldn't really control it. The concepts like no photos. And now you don't really, you see that sign, I'll see that sign up once in a blue moon, no photos. And I just kind of chuckle like, yeah, right. In this day and age. That's why somebody said, I found this video of you on YouTube, but it wasn't that good. And I said, yeah. I said that's the one thing I hate about YouTube. I said is everybody promoting all the social media and all that. That's all well and good. I said, but as an artist, for me, I hate YouTube. And somebody said, well, why? I said, because there's always that person that winds up taking a video. It's the 8th show in 10 days. I'm down to my half clean clothes. My voice is exhausted, and that's the video they wind up posting to get 10,000 freaking videos, and that's the only reference people have of you. And you can't do nothing about it.
No, you can't do nothing about it. That's history now.
Yeah. You can't get rid of it. You can. There's nothing you can do. And it just there's one that happened to me with Gene Taylor. I'll tell the story in Belgium at that library. I don't know if you ever played that game with Patrick Van Spijbroek. There's this library or this music hall, however you want to call it.
Yeah, sounds familiar, man.
Yeah, and we were doing a show. This was a benefit for Nick Kern. This is when Nick had passed away, and it was me, Gene Taylor, Kirk Fletcher, Paul Size, Ercon, a few other names. Everyone just happened to be in around Belgium at the time, and we showed up. And Gene, I didn't realize that we were in the green room. I was eating these cookies. I didn't realize Gene had put those out there that they were hash cookies. And I get on stage, and I'm about 2 minutes into a song, and it comes on. I don't know if I'm having a stroke or what's going on. I'm like, what the hell? Why is everything moving? And of course, someone videotapes it. And I'm doing a slow blues song, and it goes on for about 20 minutes. Yeah. And it's got like 80,000 views or something like that on YouTube. I've done everything I can to get rid of it. It won't go away. And I'm just like, it's like, it's there. I'm wearing an old orange plaid wrinkle shirt, some wrinkle. I mean, just bad, man. And I'm just like, oh, God, I hate this video. You look like but someone sat there, steady as they could be with their cell phone and recorded the whole thing.
I'm telling you. Well, some nights you think you suck, and you'll see a video of it, and you go, man, that was hot. So you never know that too. That's
true. That's true. I mean, it has its pros and cons. Like I said, it would have been cool to have those things back in the days when the cats I call them were playing. When the cats were playing, and the big Joe Turners and all this. There's a few video, but not like. We have to live vicariously through other people that were there.
I gotta tell you, Sugar Ray, the Blue Tones, my band, we backed up some heavy cats, not just Big Walter Horton, but J.B. Huddle was in my band for a little while.
Really?
And Hubert Sumlin was in my band for a little while. I mean, they played every gig that we played, small gig, big gigs, parties, whatever. We backed up Otis Rush, stayed at my house, and we went fishing. Otis Rush.
Yeah, man.
We spun him one of my first 45s called "Bite the Dust," the first song I ever wrote that got put on the record.
And Otis played it,
and we played it for him.
Okay.
After a gig at my house, and he's like, "Man, old man, play that again." After about 5 plays, we had to tell him, "Well, you heard it enough, man." So he wanted to hear it that often because he just fell in love with it. And I'm thinking to myself, "Oh my goodness, Otis." And Joe Turner, we backed him up too.
See, that's what I mean. You and Kid Ramos, those guys. I talked to Kid and those guys. They were kind of doing the same thing you were doing on the West Coast, and they got I can't remember. There was them and the Hollywood Fats and the Blue Flames, but they were doing that same thing. It was very lucky that there were certain bands that the old cats respected. And I've always heard about your band. In their band, there's a couple others around the country that when they would come in, they leave their band at home. They come in and pick you cats up, and to me, I don't think there's a bigger compliment when you get these heavyweights that are willing to go out with you, and
feel comfortable,
feel comfortable. That is an unbelievable compliment, brother. That's a blessing.
Joe Turner was sitting in the passenger seat one time, and he's sucking on a Budweiser. And of course, he's a big boy, so one sip and it's gone. And he throws the bottle out the window, and we're all like, we don't like littering and stuff. But how do you tell Joe Turner, to go
don't litter?
No, we just let it go, baby. And then he took us out for lunch, and I reached in my pocket for my money, and he's like, when he talks, he's singing. He's like, "Put your money away, son."
Old school, yeah.
Oh, we never forget about those things.
What was Big Joe from?
Well,
where did he work?
I think Kansas City.
Was it Kansas City?
Yeah,
because a lot of cats came out of that Kansas City area, man.
Yes, sir.
A lot of cats. Well, man, you that is amazing. I mean, hopefully, it sounds like you're already out there doing some stuff. I just had some stuff last weekend. We did Colorado and then went up to Canada.
I saw that on your show.
Are you playing the Bender?
No, I'm not. No.
Damn, I would have liked to have been able to see you, man.
You know, I was scheduled to play at the Redwood Music Festival out there in California.
Yeah.
Eureka, California. And for the second year in a row now, they had to cancel because of the
COVID.
The COVID. I'm heartbroken about that one, you know.
Yeah, I got quite a few. I got a almost 2.5 month long European tour that's been pushed back. And then we got some dates down through the islands that have been pushed back. And you know, I've done a lot in Canada. I've been really blessed to go through Canada and play. But we had a brand new one. I've never played in British Columbia, and we had this festival, the Nanaimo Blues Festival in British Columbia. I was looking forward to that one, and so that one's been pushed back since 2019 to 2022. But you know, I was coming out to New York. There's a big reservation out there, and they do a big. I'm trying to think of the name of the festival.
Yeah,
it's a really big festival, and I've been getting a lot of love from New York over the last few years. I went for decades and never went, and then all of a sudden, I was going back and forth quite a bit. But I was. Even the whole East Coast, you know, I think that first time I came out there with you guys at Marshfield was really like the first time I had been on the East Coast. I had been playing outside the United States. Yeah. And then I came up to Rhode Island and played with the Roomful guys when I recorded that album with me, Duke, Robert Lloyd, and Jimmy Vaughn called Texas Road Blues. And we played. I can't remember the name of the venue, but I played it twice there.
Okay,
right there in Rhode Island.
Chance was it?
No, but Al was it Al McCain. All those guys came down.
Yeah, I don't know which one that is.
I can't think of the name.
You know, we just got. I just got a gig postponed in Switzerland for about the third time. Now it's 2024. I said, man, I better keep my health because. You know, I ain't no young chicken here. Was it one of those Patrick Kaiser gigs? Yes.
Yeah, my buddy Patrick. I know he's upset with me because my new team won't let him book stuff all the way out to 2024, 2025. He was 2019. He was trying to book me all the way through. You know, I'm like, man, I appreciate it, but I don't know what's going to happen. We actually, I think you're on that one gig that has been postponed now for 3 years. The one we're doing a big. He's bringing all the different musicians in. I'm supposed to be the MC and all that. I think it's you, it's Kirk Fletcher. It's it was about 15, 20 different cats, and it was like a big surprise together.
That's a shame, but we'll get it together.
Yeah, well, you know, it's the States, man. I hope we get it together. I saw that Europe just put us on the
no-show list.
Yeah, that's it. I was like, God dang it! I thought we were. You know, thought we were getting close, man. But listen, y'all, I got Suga Ray Norcia on, and we're gonna talk. I don't want to keep him all day, but hopefully he can stick around a little bit longer. I haven't got a chance to play videos yet. Suga, let me shut up. And I'm gonna pull myself on screen. Let me put a video up here for you, brother. Tell us who this.
Okay, Little Charlie Beatty. That's Little Charlie Beatty. I'm not sure where we are right there because I'm only seeing, you know, one little picture there. But that's Little Charlie having a ball with the Blue Tones. Oh, yeah. Spain.
in your heart, baby. Let me sit down and all along. You have to change your heart, baby. So broken down and all along. They say time is our home. I'm gonna find it at home. Yes, I am.
Man, y'all had some gumbo cooking there, baby.
I'll tell you what, that was in Spain. That was Madrid, Spain. I think right after our show, if you see behind the drum, you'll see a big plywood a board there. And after our show, they lower that down, and then all these flamenco dancers come out there. With traditional, players behind them. It's an amazing show, just amazing.
Wow. I mean, like I said, some of the things that we've got the opportunity to see is amazing. I mean, Charlie, I'm still relatively a newcomer to the scene. So Charlie was a revelation for me because I didn't really know the backstory and all that. Now, I learned that later. So I was just happy that, the couple times I met the cat with you, he was just a cool cat. I love the way he played. It was later, and I have to say I feel sorry about that. I always try to make a point to meet everybody when I'm out on the road because I'm one of those people. I just never met a stranger, and I've been really lucky that I haven't run into any real a-holes. Because they out there, bro. But I've been real blessed that all the cats that I've met are the type of cats that I would invite over to dinner and sit down and have a drink with. And he was no different, man. He was quiet, but he was cool. He was actually very, encouraged it. The last time we saw each other in Germany, he was telling me when we was outside. He's like, man, keep on doing your thing. And I was like, yeah, okay, right on. I didn't really know who he was. I mean, I knew he was your guitar player, and I heard the name, but I didn't know. I mean, can you mind? I don't want to put you mind just giving a little history for Charlie, so folks that understand that, like those of us that love this music but do not really realize who he was.
Well, he is a West Coast guy, so he and I met late in life. We only met recently. Within the past 5 years, he joined.
Really?
Band. Yeah. So we didn't. We just happened to be two peas in a pod. We like the same things in life. We like the same drink, the same food, the same music. We just fit, so well together. But we never played together up until 2 years before he passed.
Wow.
So, yeah. But he used to come to. He was retired for a while from the music business. He played with Rick Estrin for many years, and the Nightcats. And so he retired for a while because he wasn't feeling so good. But then he couldn't take it. He had to get back out on the road, and so that's when he and I hooked up, because we did some festivals together and Let's Play together, and how musicians talk amongst themselves. Man, we should make a record together. Well, we didn't just say it; we actually did it. And then we followed out with some European tours, and he had a hard time traveling in those last years because we had to help him, in the airports and getting to gates and all that. But he, out of love, he just couldn't put it down. But he used to tell me on the side, he used to say, Sugar, he knew something was up. He had heart problems, and the doctors would tell him, don't fly, don't go to Europe. And he'd say, the hell with you, I'm going.
Well, yeah. I mean, what's the alternative? You're going to sit at the house, you're going to have the same heart problems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I'm so glad he did. I'm so glad that we got together like that,
Right on, because I would have spent, for me, outside of looking in, I'd have sworn you guys known each other for 40 years, bro.
It felt that way.
Just the rapport between the two of you guys, when I'm saying from my own eyes, not from what being in the room with you guys, I thought y'all known each other for 40 years.
That's nice. No.
That's a blessing, brother.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a blessing.
Yeah. Life's too short to fool around and not make friends, and especially in the music biz, when you meet somebody who's on the same page as you musically. Mm-hmm. Oh man, he's playing all that Django Reinhardt, and I'm singing like Tony Bennett, and on shows, and those are the biggest applause that we get all night.
Yeah, because no one gets to hear it.
Yeah, nobody else is doing it really. Yeah. So
it was no different than when I started my own band. I mean, it was cool being with the Managed Boys and all that, and I love that. But my thing was I wanted to bring that gospel Southern soul feel back. So I always laugh. I said, when I came out onto the circuit, I was in Europe and all that, and then it kind of hit the States. I said, but when I came on the circuit, there was nobody traveling with a 7-piece band. It was 3 pieces, 4 pieces at the most. So I would show up with horns and a B3 player, and people like, man, you ain't making no money. I say, I'm not. I say, but if I'm gonna do this, and as tired as I am, there's this sound that I want to hear.
Yeah.
And so, I did that, and I said that to say that got us a lot of festivals, because people hadn't heard that sound for a while, because musicians just like, man, I ain't jamming with 8 people, can't do it, But I sacrificed and I did it, and I'm glad I did, because I love that sound, and I've kind of grown into it. But I love all the blues. I mean, even when I was with the Managed Boys, just doing that stripped down West Coast thing, or we go way down south. I felt at home either way. But I was saying before, I loved your voice, because it reminded me of fineness. When I say not in the tonality, I mean, and not even in the what do you call it, cadence, but just how smooth.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Brother, you're smooth as soft butter going uphill, baby. I mean, you're smooth.
Way. I ain't no howling wolf. Put it that way.
well, I mean, everybody's different. I mean, I'm a blues shouter, and I can go smooth too, but I feel more comfortable when I'm pushing. But I've always loved your voice, brother.
You always told me that too. I thank you, man.
You're a hell of a singer, brother. I mean, from one singer to another, I love the way you sing, and I really love the way you write.
Thank you. Yeah, I think that's where it's at. I love to write, true stories. There's a song I wrote back in a couple of records ago. See, I got a buddy who's got the worst luck in the world. He's got heart problems. You know, he's paralyzed from the waist down from some neurological disease. He's getting more, and I can go on and on. But he's one of the happiest people I know. You know,
Wow.
so I had to write a song about that. So I wrote a song called "Things Could Be Worse." You know, because hey, you know, you get up in the morning, your car doesn't start, you kick the tire, you're all pissed off. What's the big deal? Yeah, things could be worse.
Things could be worse. You know, and it's funny you said that because somebody asked me that when all this happened. They're like, man, you know, you get nominated. I got nominated for a Grammy. Won all the Muddy Awards. Band got voted best blues band 2019. All this stuff and Soul Blues Mail Orders, the BB King Entertainer.
Oh yeah, you got it all, man.
And, you know, the fourth largest booking agency in the world has picked me up. I share a manager with me and George Benson, and then COVID hit. and I told people like, you bitter? I said, no, I was exhausted. And it's just like, God knew. I'm not saying God put COVID on it so I can have a rest, but he knew. He knew I needed to be home to take care of my wife. Because I mean, all this happened. It happened. You can only think that it was something divine. I mean, literally the way it happened. Because otherwise, my wife would have been going through the chemo, the stem cells, all that. I'd have been halfway around the world. Like,
yes, you would.
Which I wouldn't have done because there's no way I could have walked on stage. And everything happened for a reason. Everything happened for a reason. And I said, you know what, man? I was sitting down one day and I told the guys, I said, you know what? I'm gonna start me a show. I'm gonna call it. I had my little cigar shed where I smoke my cigars. And I said, I'm gonna call it the Suga Shack. And then I said, nope, it's just going. I said, I know a lot of people. We just gonna talk. We gonna chew the fat and let the audience listen in and see how we get together as musicians in the green room. And
I like how you described it to me the other day. I said, Suga Ray, what are we going to talk about? You know, anything in particular? He said, no, nothing in particular. That's the whole idea. But it's like in the green room after the show, I have a cigar, you have a beer, we sit down, we talk. And I want it to feel like that. And that's great.
And that's what I want. Let me play one more for you. I got one more video I want to play, so don't go nowhere. Let me see. Which one did I play? I think I played that one. I don't think that I played that one. That's Charlie. Yeah, I like this one right here. Did I play this one? I didn't play this one yet. Check this out.
Okay, I'll set this up. Okay, me and Charlie, we made believe that we had a feud going on. This is in Europe. This is in Germany. And anyway, he would write a story every night about our travels and our good times and bad times. And I said, why don't you write something on there like, you know, we're having a big fight and Suga Ray's, everybody thinks he's a sweet man, but he's a real jerk, you know, and things ain't working out. So I did an encore one night after the show, and on the spot, I made this song up right there in the moment. And when I saw it, I haven't seen it in years. I got a big kick out of it. Here you go.
Fake news and all that kind of thing, you know. That Charlie and I, we don't like each other. Well, it's true. It gets on my nerves sometimes. That's what makes the music go, you know.
Better not have your back to me.
Yeah. Don't deny it, Charlie. So, well, I can't say it as well as the song says it. No matter where I go, no matter what I do, no matter where I go, deep down, no matter what I do. Oh, little Charlie makes me mad. He said, Sugar Man, I feel the same way about you. No matter where I've been, oh, no matter what He said, I feel the same way about you, Suga Ray. You know, Monday he do me wrong. He tried to steal my song. Tuesday just ain't right. We keep on fussing and fighting. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday too. He even reports all my money to the Internal Revenue. Hey, no matter where I go, no matter what I do.
You don't need enemies. You got friends like that.
I still love you. But I'm a better man than you.
Take me down south, man.
You know this trip's almost over,
Yeah.
so we better end up shaking hands. We're almost going home, Charlie.
Oh, can't wait.
We gotta end up shaking hands. The only way this thing's gonna end up good, if you admit that on the pedal.
That's good. You can end it there, man.
All right, my brother. Love that. That was pretty cool. And I love it when you get those songs that come out like that right on the spot. You know, I mean that happens a few times when you.
Of course. When you was laughing.
And the fact that someone, again, there we go, someone was able to videotape it.
Yeah, right.
And you got it, you know.
Yeah, we got it. Yeah.
You know, that is pretty cool. Well, you know, my guest today has been the legendary Mr. Suga Ray Norcia and the Blue Tones. Maybe the next time I can get all you guys on, you know, because I can get up to 12 people on at one time, man. Because it's good that I saw that Mud chimed in. I didn't see that your drummer chimed in. So who's playing Get Fiddle? Who's playing Get Fiddle with you now?
A guy named Troy Gagne. He's a great player. We played in a band called the Red Devils many years ago, for a famous band, man. And he's worked with the Thunderbirds.
Wait a minute, the Red Devils, wasn't that out in California?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, I've heard a lot about these cats from Kid Ramos and Willie J and those guys. Yeah.
And then he played many years with Kim Wilson and the Thunderbirds, and he and I have been playing on and off. So he's with me right now.
Well, that is good, brother. I mean, I have a new guitar player too. My new guitar player is Mr. Danny Avila from the Avila family, and he's doing a really good job. You know, sometimes change is good. So
yes. Yeah. And can't be helped sometimes.
And can't be helped sometimes. I know that ain't that the truth. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Now you live on the farm. I know you're out in the woods, but you got your little farm there, from my understanding.
Yeah, but since this COVID thing kept me home, I've kind of been homesteading. I went up and bought me a tractor. I got a big garden, grow all our own food. You know, we just have chickens and stuff, but just enjoying life. You know, I light a fire every night. I don't want to hit the California people don't want to hear that, but
yeah,
a campfire, and a friendly sit around fire, and you got to enjoy life, man.
You got to, man.
Yeah.
You got to make lemon in the lemonade. You have to. Otherwise, like I said, what's the alternative?
Yes, sir. That's right.
And I'm too stubborn to go out easy. So, you know, I'm going out same way I came in, kicking and screaming, baby, and I'm going to enjoy it.
I'm really looking forward to you and I getting back together again. I always tell that story to you. You're probably sick of hearing it now, but one of these days we're both going to get dressed up like boxers, and with the robes on and the boxing and the gloves.
Hey, all right.
Come on.
I already got my belt right there.
So we're gonna go out there. We're gonna duke it out.
All right.
You're about 2.5 times bigger than me. So all you gotta do is put your hand on my forehead, and I'll be going like this, like the cartoons.
They already called me Big Al called me the heavyweight champion of the blues. That's the way he announced me. I'm like, all right, whatever, man. I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
Anyway, we're gonna have a ball one way or another.
We will, brother, and we're gonna make it happen. So that, we'll get there. I mean, I think America is definitely gotten to the point where they've gotten tired of this and they're ready to hopefully to do what needs to be done so we can get back out to doing music. I told people when this COVID thing hit, the part about it is us musicians. We were the first ones out of work, and I knew we'd be the last ones to go back to work.
I said the same thing. Yep.
Yeah. And like I said, 3 shows in 18 months. So, and those were all in the last few weeks. So I ain't knocking it. It was fun to be out. So, and I know that you like I said, you went and did some shows too as well.
Hey,
listen,
September's looking pretty good for me. So, hey.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it is.
Actually, I'm coming out your way.
Hey.
In October.
Okay.
I'll be at the Richmond Folk Festival. I just thought about that.
All right.
Well, not really out your way, but
well,
I know y'all East Coast, y'all think driving 8 hours is a long way. So
yeah. We're not from Texas.
Well, California, just on the West Coast.
That's
yeah, it's 8 hours just from Los Angeles to San Francisco.
Yeah.
So I drive. For a while there, I was driving Pam from here in Phoenix to her in L.A. What is going on with my mic here? Her office in L.A. And that's a 7-hour drive. I drive over there, drop off, drive home.
Yeah.
Eric, are you hearing that? Is my mic going in and out?
I heard that, yeah.
That's weird. Anyway, brother, we ain't gonna hold you much longer.
Okay, man.
I appreciate you being so kind and thankful. I know Eric put up some of your credentials and everything, and we're gonna throw that up there right there. 7 artists, Suga Ray Rayford and the Blue Tones.
Suga Ray Rayford.
Oh, sorry.
Hey,
Suga Ray Norcia.
All these people leaving comments on the side there, and a lot of them, I don't know whether they're talking to you or talking to me. It's been
that's happened. What was that festival that Randy and them used to run out here on the West Coast? Oh, good Lord. It was a big festival, and Randy got in trouble, and then they stopped doing it. But there was a busload of people that came down to see me, and because they saw Suga Ray on the bill.
Sure.
And it was a busload. They came down there like, that's a white guy.
Oh, well.
I was like, okay, that's great. That is so good. Did you ever have any problem with those guys, the Suga Ray band?
Well, yeah, we don't have time to talk about that, but they did contact me way back when they were first starting. They're lawyers, And they asked me to sign a waiver saying that I would never sue them for using the name. And they give me $1,000. And I said, well, let me talk to my lawyer first before I jump into something. And so by the time we got back to them, they had an army of lawyers ready to fight. And it was going to cost me more money than I could possibly come up with in the courts, to fight them. So I never got a penny, for them to use the name. But that's just the way it is. Yeah,
that's sort of like what just happened to the Lady A, I think it is. I had her on the show a couple weeks ago. I think that's what happened to her and that Lady Antebellum thing. They changed their name to Lady A, and she's been having a hell of a time with them, from my understanding. Well, that was one reign. When I first came out from the soul funk world, when I was still doing R&B, I just called myself Suga Ray. And the whole reason we sat down in San Francisco, me, my wife, and my baby sister, when we were writing up my business proposal, and I had been using my name. What's going on with my microphone?
Technical difficulty there.
You're going in and out. It's going in and out. Anyway, so we had some serious kind of like it was, so that's why we put the Rayford on the end, my last name, because we had some issues going down. We're like, well, we just say Suga Ray Rayford, then we don't worry.
Well, I did a show. I did a show out in Detroit or somewhere. Can you hear me now? Yeah.
I can, but
yeah. Well, anyway, to make a long story short, the crowd thought that the band from California, Suga Ray, was coming out there. All these cute guys, and we walked out on the stage, and all these young girls sitting in the front rows were like, "Wait a minute now, this ain't the Suga Ray we thought we were going to see." I think they stayed and listened anyway.
Well, these young girls. They have no idea anyway, but that's happened to my band a couple times flying. And one time it was cool because they bumped them up to business class. All right, Sugar, I'm gonna let you go, man. We didn't really answer so much the question of the day today, which was about the breakfast. I saw a few people answer it. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I guess it's been the legendary Mr. Suga Ray Norcia of the Blue Tones, of the Room Full of Blues, of just the excellence in this music business. He's a good man. Pick him up. You saw some of the Eric had put up a bunch of his stuff. There is credentials. So you want to give me your website just from your mind where you like people to contact you at.
SugarRayandtheBlueTones.com.
There you go. From the horse's mouth, Suga Ray and the Blue Tones.
Yes,
somebody said, Julie said, I wanted an autograph. And I don't know why this is going out like this, but an autograph copy. I wanted Suga Ray's autograph and rushed over to buy one of his CDs. I was rushing and didn't look at what they sold me. Suga Ray laughed when I returned with it. Yeah. Of course, I bought both that day. Oh, what? Did you wind up getting the wrong Suga Ray autograph?
I think that's what happened. Yeah. And then they bought both of them anyway.
Hey, she's a good person, Julie. Thank you. Right. We need about 15 million just like you.
That's it. Thank you, Sugar.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you for taking the time. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
I did.
Stay safe out there, man. And I want to say before you go, what kind of tractor did you get?
A John Deere 650.
I should have known it was a deer. I thought you might say Kubota or something, but I should have known it was a deer, baby. And it's a 650.
Yeah, it's not a big one,
No, that's good. You got PTO on the back?
Yes, I do. And a bucket on the front.
Right on. So you already have a couple attachments there, no?
Yeah, man. I can't hear you now.
So you've always had a couple of attachments, or you gonna get something later?
Oh well, I got a couple of forks. Forks for the front pallet forks.
Yeah.
That's
okay. Yeah. That's all you need.
I just run around and have a ball.
I'm from East Texas, No self-respect in East Texas don't have a bush hog. They got to have a bush hog on the back, at least that much. So, but anyway, brother, love you. I appreciate you, and I can't wait till I get to see you in person, brother.
Take care, my friend.
You too. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. The legendary Suga Ray Norcia. Hey, this is Suga Ray. We have had a hell of a day. We got to talk to our buddy Suga Ray Norcia and hang out and. Both those guys are backstage doing their thing. Eric Sassaman, let's bring him up. I don't know what happened with Eric. Sound like for the very first time in over a year, YouTube went out.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what happened.
Something weird going on with my mic. It's going in and out right now. I don't know
Your
why.
mic is out. Your mic is out. Yeah.
The mic isn't working at all?
Not at all.
Wow.
It dropped out. Must be a loose connection and it switched over to something else. Yeah, it's always something, right? There's always some.
How's this?
That's fixed.
Is that now? But going in and out is weird.
Yeah, it is. You got like a loose.
Not that I know of.
Something. It sounds like something's loose.
Everything.
We'll figure it out.
Everything's tight. So did the YouTube come back or?
No, it just died halfway through one of the songs. It must have
was
killed
there
the stream for copyright or something. Must have
copyright of what? Everything we played today was all originals.
Yeah, I don't know. It just died. That's a new one. We've never had a problem with YouTube, but last week or the week before it was that Jimi Hendrix song. YouTube just stopped because it was a Jimi Hendrix that killed it.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. Hey, everybody, that's my man right there. Y'all know I'm the Wizard of Oz, the man behind the curtain trying to fix everything. And we've never had problems with YouTube before. It's always Facebook. We had a YouTube problem. So
I'm glad we're going to both because we got a backup just in case.
For those that were over there on YouTube, I am so sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Say, I am watching on Facebook, and all of it was there. Might be on your end, Eric. No, this is not
Yeah,
Facebook, baby.
YouTube.
It goes to
YouTube's
YouTube and Facebook, and there's definitely something going on because even my mic is doing something weird. It could just be, we are having monsoons, so that is weird. It's just dropping in and out.
You don't need
There's
your
nothing
mic.
peeking
It's
anywhere.
not loud.
There's nothing moving. It is so weird.
Huh.
I wonder.
Yeah, something got disconnected. And we just lost your mic. It switched to your laptop mic or something.
Check one.
Oh, now it's off.
Check one. Check
There
one.
we go. Now it's on.
Well, anyway, here we go, y'all. Let's get our outro music on. Come on.
See you next week.
We'll see y'all next week.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Suga Ray Raper, and we are live at the Suga Shack.